If you've been paying attention to the pulse of the nation, I'm sure you've noticed the moving vans. They're not just clogging the highways, they're a sign of a new kind of gold rush. Americans are on the move, chasing something more than just a new job. They're in pursuit of sunshine, space, and a life where the taxman isn't a shadow lurking over every paycheck. You already know the hot destinations: Texas, Florida, the Carolinas. These states are growing at a pace not seen in decades, fueled by an influx of people looking for a fresh start. But what about the places they're leaving behind? Today, we're peeling back the layers on this massive population shuffle. We're going to explore the 10 states that are projected to lose the most long-term residents in the coming years. This isn't a simple tally of shrinking populations. Some of the states on our list are still gaining people overall, but they're seeing an alarming exodus of their native-born long-term residents, the people who have deep roots and a lifetime of commitment to their communities. They are the ones who have finally had enough. This is a story of a demographic shift, of deep-seated frustrations with the status quo, and of the fundamental American dream of finding a better life. We figured this out with the help of extensive data analysis, pulling from sources like the U.S. Census Bureau, the Internal Revenue Service's migration data, and various state-level economic and quality of life studies. Our methodology focused on the net loss of residents, particularly those moving out for non-neighboring states, revealing the true patterns of long-distance migration. This distinction is crucial. When people switch states, a majority of the time it's to a neighboring one. That's obvious and, frankly, a bit boring. It's often for a shorter commute or to find a more affordable suburb just across the state line. We're focusing on the people making a real change, the ones who are packing up their lives and heading hundreds or thousands of miles away. These moves represent a more fundamental break with their past, a conscious decision to start over somewhere completely different. This story isn't just about statistics. It's about the people behind the numbers. It's about a family in New Jersey, tired of paying a fortune for a tiny house, a young professional in Oregon, priced out of their dream city, or a retiree in Illinois, simply fed up with brutal winters and taxes that never seem to stop climbing. These are the stories of a nation in flux, and the reasons for this great migration are as varied as the states themselves. So, let's take a look. We're counting down from number 10 to the number 1 state that is expected to see the most long-term residents move away. And trust me, the results might surprise you.
Number 10. New Jersey, the exit lane of the turnpike. New Jersey has a reputation for a lot of things. It's the home of great food, legendary turnpikes, and a unique personality often overshadowed by its massive neighbors, New York and Pennsylvania. But lately, the Garden State is also famous for something else: the steady stream of people heading for the door. For years, Jersey has led the nation in outbound migration, and that exodus shows no signs of slowing down. While the state is still growing, thanks to new residents who often stay for a limited time, about 6 to 9 months in many cases, its long-term population is in a state of quiet decline. The reasons are as clear as day. While New Jersey appears wealthy on paper, with a median household income hovering around $99,000, the third highest in the country, that big paycheck comes with an even bigger bill. The state hits homeowners with the highest property tax rates in the nation, averaging a staggering 2.5%. Add in a state income tax that can climb to nearly 11% for top earners, and even the most financially secure residents start doing the math. They ask themselves, why am I paying so much to sit in traffic on the turnpike, constantly dreading the next time a total stranger asks me a Sopranos question? The sheer density of the state is another major push factor. New Jersey is the most densely packed state in America, with over 1,200 people crammed into every square mile. That's fine if you like neighbors, a lot of neighbors, but most folks who've grown up there are craving space. They are heading south in search of bigger backyards, cheaper housing, and the kind of milder winters that don't require a snow shovel. It's a fundamental quality of life issue. The dream of a sprawling suburban home, once a hallmark of the Jersey lifestyle, has become financially out of reach for many. As a result, they're trading the turnpike for quieter roads in states where their money goes further and their personal space isn't measured in inches. It's an interesting contrast. While a lot of people might assume New York City is the most densely populated place, the entire state of New York only has about 430 people per square mile. The true sardine factor belongs to New Jersey. The state's average home value is about $569,000, which, coupled with the crushing tax burden, is driving out families and retirees alike. The top escape destinations for these long-distance movers are Florida and the Carolinas, where they can trade their snow shovels for palm trees and their stress for sunshine. While the biggest migration flows are to neighboring Pennsylvania and New York, the significant exodus to the Sunbelt represents a more permanent shift, a declaration that they are not just looking for a new town, but a new life.
Number 9. New York, the empire's contraction. New York. The Empire State is still iconic, a global hub of finance, culture, and ambition, yet lately it feels like the empire is shrinking. Since 2010, New York has been one of only a handful of states in the entire country to actually lose population. The trend, which was already in motion, only accelerated with the onset of the pandemic. In 2020, about 67% of all moves in the state were people leaving. To put that into perspective, for every 100 people moving in or out, 67 of them were making an exit. That year alone, New York lost nearly 880,000 residents, a staggering number that represents a full-on exodus. And while the state is massive, the core of the problem lies in one place: New York City. The Big Apple may be exciting, but it comes with an eye-watering cost of living, brutal winters, and some of the highest state and local taxes in the nation. The sky-high rents and astronomical property taxes have become untenable for many, pushing families and businesses alike to seek greener pastures. But the struggle isn't confined to the city. Upstate New York, a sprawling region of stunning natural beauty and historic towns, has been faring no better. Cities like Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse have battled decades of economic decline, with joblessness and the shuttering of legacy industries leaving many with a sense of hopelessness. When you combine that with a climate where snow is measured in feet, not inches, you have a perfect recipe for people to start calling U-Haul. The signs of this decline are everywhere. Florida officially passed New York in population, knocking it down from the third largest to the fourth largest state in the country. This isn't a coincidence. More New Yorkers are searching for affordability and sunshine than they are for Broadway tickets. While a majority of the moves are still to nearby states like New Jersey and Pennsylvania, the most telling long-distance destinations reveal a lot about the people leaving. Believe it or not, a significant number of New Yorkers are heading to California and Texas. This isn't just about escaping taxes, it's about a search for different opportunities. A young professional might trade a high-paying finance job in Manhattan for a tech job in San Francisco, or a family might look to the booming Houston job market. While many complain about the cost of living and the real estate prices in California, the paychecks in both the Golden State and Texas can be significantly higher, especially for young people. For them, retirement and starting a family are far down the road. What matters is the immediate earning potential. This migration pattern shows that New Yorkers are not just running away from problems, but running toward opportunities they believe are no longer available at home.
Number 8. Mississippi, the struggle to stay. Mississippi's story is a unique and challenging one. While the state might not be shrinking as fast as some others on this list, that's only because a large number of its residents can't afford to leave. With a median household income of around $53,000 and the highest poverty rate in the nation at 19%, scraping together enough money to start fresh somewhere else isn't easy. The cost of a cross-country move, a security deposit on a new apartment, and the initial period of job hunting can be an insurmountable hurdle. For those who do manage to leave, jobs are the overwhelming reason. A staggering 71% of outbound movers left the state specifically for better work opportunities elsewhere. The state also battles some of the worst health outcomes in the country. Mississippi holds the highest obesity rate, the highest smoking rate, and the lowest life expectancy in the nation at just 74.6 years. Add in high-teen pregnancy rates and poor healthcare access, and Mississippi is fighting an uphill battle to hold on to its younger population. It's a youth movement, but it's going in the wrong direction. This creates a vicious cycle. Young, working-age residents leave, birth rates drop, and the population ages and shrinks even faster. Mississippi's challenges aren't just economic, they're deeply tied to systemic health and demographic issues. The lack of infrastructure, from a struggling education system to a strained healthcare network, makes it difficult for the state to retain its talent. While places like Jackson boast rich musical and culinary traditions, the stability and financial security that many families seek are often hard to find. The ones who do get out are often seeking a fresh start in states with stronger job markets and better social services. Their primary destinations reveal a lot about their priorities. People are heading to Texas and Oklahoma, neighboring states with booming economies and a higher quality of life. While Mississippi's rich history and low cost of living might appeal to some, for many, the economic and health-related struggles are simply too great to overcome. The truth is, while the hospitality is legendary, it doesn't pay the bills or provide the medical care that many desperately need.
Number 7. Connecticut, the cost of a postcard. Connecticut might look like a picture-perfect New England postcard with its coastal towns and stunning fall foliage, but living here comes with a hefty price tag. For years, residents tolerated high costs and freezing winters because of strong job opportunities in finance, insurance, and other high-paying sectors. But with the rise of remote work, people no longer need to sit in Hartford traffic to keep their paychecks. The traditional incentive to stay in Connecticut has begun to erode, and the outbound migration numbers are reflecting that change. Outbound migration now makes up more than 63% of Connecticut's total moves. While many are fleeing to Florida to retire in the sun and escape the high taxes, a surprising number of people are heading to other expensive states like New York and California. This seems counterintuitive at first glance. Why trade one high-cost state for another? The answer lies in the pursuit of opportunity. People want a change of scenery without sacrificing the big city lifestyle or the big city paychecks. Connecticut's smaller cities, while charming, simply don't offer the same cultural excitement or professional dynamism as a New York City or a Los Angeles. A young professional might be willing to pay a high cost of living for the kind of job and lifestyle they can't find in the Nutmeg State. The state also suffers from a huge wealth divide, which further complicates its demographic stability. Towns like Greenwich and Stamford are loaded with hedge fund millionaires, while the capital city of Hartford has a crippling poverty rate that hovers around 28%. This kind of economic imbalance pushes a lot of middle-class families to reconsider whether paying premium Connecticut prices is worth it anymore. They feel squeezed from both ends, unable to afford the affluent lifestyle of their neighbors, but still burdened by the same high taxes. The search for a place where their hard-earned money feels like it buys a decent life is a powerful motivator. While a majority of people leaving Connecticut are simply moving to neighboring states, the long-distance destinations are telling. A significant number are heading to places like North Carolina and even Colorado. This is an unusual migration pattern, but it highlights a desire for a different kind of life. North Carolina offers a more affordable, growing job market with a vibrant culture, while Colorado provides an outdoor, adventurous lifestyle that many young people crave. The fact that Colorado, a state with its own high cost of living and a very different climate, is a popular destination shows that for some, the decision to leave Connecticut is more than just about economics. It's about a complete lifestyle change.
Number 6. Oregon, the promised land that lost its shine. For the first time in over 30 years, Oregon's population is declining. This is a monumental shift for a state that people once flocked to for its natural beauty, progressive politics, and a unique laid-back vibe. It was a promised land for those seeking an alternative lifestyle, a place where you could hike a mountain in the morning and have a craft beer in the city by night.
But between 2021 and 2023, Oregon's population dipped by 0.1%. While that might not sound like a lot, it's a big deal for a state that had been steadily growing since the 1980s. The biggest culprit for this decline is the spiraling cost of housing. The average home value here is around $540,000, and rent isn't much better. For many families, especially young ones just starting out, Portland and other urban hubs are no longer affordable. They find themselves priced out of the very cities that drew them to the state in the first place. On top of that, Oregon has been struggling with a visible homelessness crisis, rising drug issues, and a series of tax increases. This combination of rising costs and a perceived decline in the quality of life has a lot of longtime Oregonians packing up. The reasons for the exodus are complex. The state's beautiful scenery is still a draw, but for many it doesn't outweigh the financial and social challenges. The progressive politics that once attracted people now feel, to some, like a burden, with new taxes and regulations making life more difficult. The allure of the Pacific Northwest has been tempered by a harsh reality. So where are these former Oregonians going? A significant number are heading for Colorado, a state that offers a similar outdoor, progressive vibe, but with a more diversified and often stronger job market. Others are surprisingly heading to Arizona. This is a head-scratcher for anyone who loves Oregon's lush green climate. The thought of trading constant rain for the oppressive desert heat is a deal-breaker for many. But for those who make the move, Arizona offers a dramatically lower cost of living and a job market that is seeing major growth, especially in the tech and manufacturing sectors. For some, the sun and the savings are worth the trade-off. It just goes to show you that even a place as beloved as Oregon can't hold on to people when the financial pressures become too great.
Number 5. Hawaii, the paradise that's too expensive to live in. Hawaii is a paradise for tourists, but for residents, it's a completely different story. The islands are undeniably gorgeous, but they are also one of the most expensive places to live in America. Everything, from a gallon of milk to a tank of gas, costs more because it has to be shipped thousands of miles across the Pacific Ocean. As a result, locals are getting priced out of their homes, and wages simply can't keep up with the astronomical cost of living. On paper, the median household incomes aren't terrible, but when your monthly grocery bill looks like a car payment, that money doesn't stretch very far. As a result, last year, 14,000 more people left Hawaii for the mainland than moved in. This is a heartbreaking statistic for a state so rich in culture and history. It's a sad reality that the very people who have kept the aloha spirit alive are the ones being forced to leave. Even newcomers who dream of living the island lifestyle often leave after just a couple of years. The honeymoon period ends when they realize the immense cost, the geographic isolation, and the cultural adjustment required to live on the islands. The distance from family and friends on the mainland becomes a heavy burden, and for many, the dream simply can't compete with the practicalities of real life. Where are these former residents and disillusioned newcomers heading? The top destinations are California and Utah. California is a natural choice for many, as it offers a similar climate and is the closest mainland state with a major economy. For those seeking a different kind of life, the draw to Utah is intriguing. The Beehive State has a booming tech scene, a lower cost of living than California, and stunning natural beauty. For people leaving Hawaii, Utah might offer a similar sense of community and an outdoor-focused lifestyle without the financial pressures and isolation of island life.
Number 4. Alaska, the final frontier's empty promises. Alaska is a land of stunning natural beauty, a vast wilderness, and a pioneering spirit. It's also a state that literally pays people to live there. Every year, the state hands out a portion of its oil revenue to residents through the Permanent Fund Dividend, a check that can be worth over $1,000 per person. Yet this incredible perk isn't enough to make up for the brutal winters and profound isolation. Back in 2016, Alaska's population peaked at over 740,000 people thanks to the boom in oil jobs. But as global demand and prices fell, so did employment in the state's cornerstone industry. The state now sees thousands more people leaving than moving in each year.
Even military families stationed there, a significant portion of the population, often don't stick around after their service is complete. While a tour of duty in places like Hawaii or Europe might lead some service members to stay, the allure of Alaska doesn't often hold the same power. The truth is, Alaska is stunning, but the long, dark winters, the high cost of living, despite the dividend, and the sheer distance from the rest of the country are just too much for most people to handle long-term. It requires a specific kind of resilience and grit that not everyone possesses. The isolation can be a major challenge for families, and the lack of readily available amenities that people on the mainland take for granted can wear on even the most adventurous spirits. The people who are leaving are heading for states with warmer climates and more amenities. The top destinations for Alaskans are Oregon, California, and Washington. These states offer a more moderate climate, easier access to the rest of the country, and more economic opportunities. Interestingly, even though it's not a neighboring state, Colorado almost beats out Oregon for the top destination for Alaskans, a testament to its strong economy and outdoor lifestyle. The fact that Alaskans are willing to move so far away is a clear indication that for them, the promise of the last frontier is no longer enough to offset the practical challenges of life there.
Number 3. Louisiana, the fading luster of the bayou. Louisiana's story is a complex mix of economic struggle and serious health challenges. The oil and gas industries, once the backbone of the state's economy, are not what they used to be, leaving behind a wake of job losses and a lack of good-paying careers. That's why over 70% of the people leaving Louisiana are chasing better employment elsewhere. They're not just looking for a new job, they're looking for a new career, a new industry, and a sense of economic stability that feels out of reach at home. The state also ranks near the bottom in national healthcare outcomes. High smoking and obesity rates, along with a lack of access to quality medical care, have given Louisiana the second worst health system in the nation. Life expectancy is low, and heart disease and cancer are major killers here. While tourism helps keep the lights on in places like New Orleans, service industry jobs don't replace the lost stability of a career in the oil and gas sector. The high-paying jobs are gone, and what's left behind is an aging population with serious health issues. People who can leave often do, heading for states with stronger job markets and better healthcare systems. The top destinations for these movers are Tennessee and North Carolina. It makes sense that people are heading for a state with a reputation for a robust healthcare system like North Carolina. Tennessee, with its growing logistics and manufacturing sectors, also offers a more stable job market. The long-distance move to these states represents a search for both economic stability and a better quality of life. The desire to stay in the South is also strong, with the biggest destination by far being neighboring Texas. Interestingly, while Arkansas and Mississippi are right next door, not many people move to those states from Louisiana. This suggests a desire for a significant change, not just a hop to the next state over. It's a clear signal that for many, the problems in Louisiana are so significant that a neighboring state with similar struggles is not a viable option.
Number 2. Illinois, the poster child of taxes. Illinois might be the poster child for taxes gone wild. It has one of the highest effective overall tax rates in the country, and its property taxes rank second highest in the nation, at an average of 2.16% statewide. While the state income tax is a flat 1.83%, the average is driven up by local taxes that add on top of it. Since 2010, Illinois has been one of the fastest shrinking states in America, with about 66% of all moves being people leaving. Nearly half of the residents have admitted they've thought about moving away, and the reasons are clear: expensive taxes, cold winters, political frustration, and a search for better job opportunities elsewhere. Many people assume crime, particularly in Chicago, is the main reason for the exodus. But surprisingly, crime ranks as only the 11th reason people want to leave out of a top 20 list. When you look at the violent crime rate, Chicago is ranked around 25th in the nation among the top 100 cities. While the number of murders is high, the per capita rate is not. This is a common misconception, often fueled by national news media. Even though Illinois looks average in many stats, the reality is that the people who live there are fed up. A quarter of residents straight up say it's the worst state to live in. When that's the local mood, it's no wonder they're heading for states with lower taxes and warmer weather. The top destinations for former Illinois residents are Florida, Texas, and North Carolina. These states offer a compelling mix of a lower cost of living, a booming job market, and a welcome escape from the brutal Midwestern winters. The fact that so many people are willing to pack up their lives and move hundreds of miles to the Sun Belt is a powerful statement about their level of frustration.
Number 1. West Virginia, the fastest shrinking state in America. Finally, we land in West Virginia, the fastest shrinking state in America. Once fueled by the coal industry, the mountain state has been struggling to reinvent itself. Coal's decline has left behind ghost towns with few job prospects, and young people are leaving in droves in search of a better life. The state has the second lowest median household income in the nation at a mere $54,600, with a poverty rate of 18%. Healthcare outcomes are grim, to say the least, and West Virginia has the second lowest life expectancy in the country. The story of West Virginia is one of a slow and steady decline. Those who can afford to leave often do, while those left behind are older and sicker. West Virginia's population dropped nearly 0.7% last year alone, the steepest decline of any state. This isn't just a story of migration, it's a story of demographics. The birth rate is low because many young adults have already left, leaving behind an aging population with fewer resources and fewer workers to support them. It's a difficult cycle to break, and the state's struggles are compounded by its geography, with many parts of the state isolated and lacking the infrastructure for a modern economy. Where are West Virginia's residents heading? The top destinations are South Carolina, California, and Oklahoma. While the move to South Carolina is understandable, it offers a warmer climate and a growing economy. The migration to California and Oklahoma is more surprising. The idea of someone who can't afford to live in West Virginia moving to California, a state with an astronomical cost of living, seems counterintuitive. However, this move is often fueled by the search for very specific, high-paying jobs in tech or film, or a return to family who had previously moved there. The migration to Oklahoma is often driven by the search for affordable housing and a job market that, while not as glamorous, is far more stable than the one they left behind.
The path forward. The stories of these 10 states are a microcosm of the larger national story. The demographic shifts we are witnessing are not random. They are driven by a complex interplay of economic reality, political frustration, and a universal search for a better quality of life. The states that are growing are not just attracting people with lower taxes and more sunshine. They are offering a future that feels attainable, a sense of hope that is sorely lacking in the places people are leaving behind. This great American exodus is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the relentless pursuit of the American dream. Whether it's a family escaping a crushing tax burden, a young professional seeking a new career path, or a retiree looking for a more peaceful life, people are making a choice. They are choosing to bet on themselves and to build a new life in a new place. The states that are winning this battle are the ones that are embracing change, fostering innovation, and creating an environment where people feel they can thrive. This journey across the nation is not just about the states that are shrinking, but about the future of America itself. The movement of people is the ultimate vote of confidence, and right now, that vote is being cast for a new kind of frontier, one built not on wilderness and gold, but on opportunity, affordability, and the promise of a life lived to the fullest.